Welcome to my favorite TV score composers part 1. There will be eventually a part 2 of this video. Don't know when that'll come out, but the first composer I'm going to cover in this video is Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman was born May 29th, 1953. Danny is best known as a musical composer for the cartoon show The Simpsons. He has also composed musical scores for Desperate Housewives, Batman, the animated series, the 90s version, Corpse Bride, Spider-Man 3, Hulk, Chicago, just to name a few. He did do some scores for some video games, like Simpsons, Batman, Lego. Um, but Elfman's memorable scores really brings depth and mood to movies, shows, and video games. When you hear one of his compositions, it's so unique you know it's him when you hear it. Um, I, for one, really enjoy Danny Elfman's work on the animated Batman series from the 90s. That was just great. And that's what really makes those episodes memorable for me, is the great score really puts you on the edge of your seat, or really sets the mood for those shows. Each scene in the show, it really does lend an ambiance to the show. I'm at a loss for words, because these it just really defines these shows. The soundtracks really do. I'm gonna eventually will be purchasing like the first two or three seasons of the Batman animated series of the 90s. I grew up watching that as a kid and just really enjoyed it, and I've been watching it on TV recently. But Danny's work on The Simpsons is just great. You can really hear a similarity between the scores done on Batman and on The Simpsons. There are some action sequences in some of the Simpsons episodes that really have a cinematic soundtrack quality to them, and it's really great that that's put into a cartoon sitcom of the 90s. And my opinion of The Simpsons now, I'm going to say it's not as great as it used to be. Just the overall writing quality. I really like the first season all the way up to about 2000, 2001. But I'll still watch the show every now and then just to see what's going on with it and see if I can, get back into it. But Simpsons is a show I'll never get tired of. Same goes with the Batman series. I'll always really enjoy that. Some of these pictures are brought to you courtesy of DeviantArt, and I will put that in the description box as well as some more information. Um, but The Simpsons overall, what a great show. They've had a great run. I'm surprised they're still going still today, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because a lot of sitcoms don't last over like 10 years. I mean, look at the Friends and MASH and um, Cheers. Those are all great shows too that I'll watch every now and then when they show them on TV Land or something. But anyways, The Simpsons is just a classic show. Classic Homer being, kind of dumb and getting in trouble. Talk a little bit more about the Batman series, I guess. I started watching this when I was a kid, and just loved it from day one. From the first time I watched it back when it started in 1992. Don't ask me which what month it started, because I really don't remember. Uh, but what a great series! Great action. Really, uh, some people say it's a little more of an adult show, and after watching it now as an adult, I do understand it more and can see that why people say that. Um, Here is the full Batman season set. It's really, I've never seen this in the stores, or it's probably been a long time, and this goes for $200-300, used or brand new, and that's pretty high. And I thought about getting it, but I'm not gonna buy it. I'll just buy the individual season sets. Since I'm not a huge fan of the show, I've watched the first 3 seasons on TV over the years. Um, but great acting and dialogue, and um, the show looked really good for something that was possibly hand drawn and then run through the computer. There weren't any major glitches or errors in any of the episodes that I saw. I don't know if Warner Brothers, or DC and Warner Brothers cleaned them up. I'm not sure about that. Um, but What a great show. I used to watch this. I think it was on, yeah, it was on the Fox network. I know it definitely was not shown on the WB network, says since WB did not, I don't think they worked on these. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I really, I'm not. My memory's not as good as it used to be on stuff like that. But this is one of the 90s Batman toys, and I used to have one of these. It came with the cape, of course, or these wings that actually come out. They spring out. It's a spring-loaded toy. One of my friends down the street gave it to us. And then we also had a regular Batman, the gray and just the classic Batman, the gray and black suit. Here's one of the cars. I think we had one of these. It was a black one though. It wasn't gray, purple like it does show in here. And it did come with that Batman right there, I believe. And then later on, I ended up getting the, what was it, the Val Kilmer Batman car and the figure, and those were a little more detailed. This was looked at the 90s Batman toys, the early ones anyways, really took from the animated 90s show, Batman show. But the early Batman movies, directed by, um, come on, directed by Tim Burton, were great. Moving on to John Williams, another great composer. Um, Born February 8th, 1932, as most know, Williams is an American composer, conductor, and pianist. But some of John Williams' film scores include Star Wars Saga, Jaws, Jaws 2, which they just recycled the Jaws 1 music in that movie for that movie, Superman, Indiana Jones films, Home Alone 1 and 2, Hook, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, what a great film, Saving Private Ryan, and War Horse, just to name a few. Once again, John is just one of those great conductors, musical conductors, or composers, sorry, and he's a conductor. And once again, you can hear his stuff and really know it's him. He has these great, grand film scores, gets those done for the films. The most memorable one for me are the Home Alone 1 and 2, Hook, Jurassic Park, and Saving Private Ryan. I mean, I really, really am a big fan of the Jurassic Park series and can't wait for the fourth Jurassic Park to come out. That's slated to come out sometime this year. I forget when, but I'll put an annotation and let you guys know when it's going to be released and talk about some more information on that in a separate video. But yeah, the Star Wars films, I guess he worked on all 6 films, and maybe he'll be working on the new ones that are coming out. The Disney Star Wars films. I thought we would never, us as Star Wars fans, would never have to say those 2 words, or uh, put those 3 words together. Disney and Star Wars. It just doesn't sound very good. But anyways, the Star Wars films have these great epic scores to them. Really set the mood for the movies. Really get your heart pumping and just really draw you in, keep you glued to the TV set or film screen or whatever. Um, they're great movies, ones that, sorry, will be in the history books. They really need to be in the history books because they're great works of art, all around good, awesome acting in all the films. I think they really have some great actors and actresses in the movies over the years. Definitely a film series that never needs to be ignored or forgotten. But yes, the score in Jaws, I have to say, this is kind of turning more into a review than a showcasing of these composers. But the Jaws films, just plain awesome. I mean, I remember when I first saw this film as a kid, I would sit down and watch them on the TNT network back when they used to do a marathon, play Jaws 1, 2, and 3, and I really enjoyed the first 2 films more than the third. The third was kind of hokey and just looked cheap. It didn't look like they spent a lot of money on the production of the film, in my opinion, or it's just that was just what they had to work with back in that day. Um, I think Dennis Quaid was in the movie, I believe. But the Indiana Jones soundtracks, oh, just freaking awesome. I've watched all the Indiana Jones films on the first, I think, 3 or 4 films on DVD. Might eventually get them on Blu-ray if I read some more reviews, but just what awesome soundtracks on every single movie. And the great thing is they're all pretty much different, and they play the soundtracks kind of they recycle some of the music from the previous films, Indiana Jones films across the series. But that's fine. The Home Alone soundtrack's great. They're good to me, anyways. Really enjoy those. You just can't get tired of these movies because the soundtracks are just plain awesome. Um, this video's just about out of time here, but so I really enjoyed making this video, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, rate, comment, and enjoy the content I have to offer here, and subscribe if you like what you see. Thanks, guys, and have a good one.